Fire away.
Introducing on the show, it's a pleasure to interview a professional recording artist. Joe Hermes is on my show on the radio show and podcasts to speak with me about a couple of his recent brand new singles. But before we get into that, so how is life treating you today, and where are you situated in the world right now?
Hey Dan, good. Thanks for having me on. Um I'm doing well. I'm doing well. We're happy to be here and over, playing some shows and putting this music out.
Fantastic. And would you just like to tell me and my listener a little bit about yourself? The floor's yours.
All right. Well, get get the popcorn ready because it's going to be a while. No, I grew up in Central Illinois, south of Chicago, and I was playing rock music when I was younger, and kind of crashed and burned in that in my late teenage years and decided to go a different route, but didn't touch music for a long time. And then picked up the guitar and started songwriting a ways down the road and just started playing a couple little shows around town. And then a guy out of Nashville brought me down and wanted to cut some demos with me. And we've been writing and recording basically since 2020. And now we're finally getting that music out. We've been putting music out the last few years and trying to get more active on the live scene. And now we're over here in the UK doing our first tour.
Exciting times. So a little bit of a timeline takes you to today. And do you feel you always had that yearning to work in the music field, particularly, the indie country rock music circle?
Yeah, I didn't see it being in the country rock circle for sure. I always had I always grew up watching bands like, Metallica and Aerosmith and, kind of always thought I'd go that route with it. But, you know, God had a different plan for me, I guess. And definitely had like I said, got away from music, got some life experience, and then the country music started making a lot more sense. There was a lot more to write about and a lot more from the heart. And, that seems to be what country music really brings to the table. So I can't shake my rock roots. So we kind of landed somewhere in the middle between, we call it gunpowder country.
And what do you enjoy about, country music? Because you can branch out, into different ingredients of that kind of genre.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of an open canvas. We can lean into the rock stuff and really get the ripping guitar solos and really have fun with that production side of it. But I also really enjoy the ability to get into the storytelling and say it in a manner that um, is comfortable to talk about maybe some uncomfortable things. And rock, I mean, music, the lyrics are, oh, I mean, they're important, but they're just certainly not the front and center of it. But in country music, it's all about the lyric. And
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 what I like about your latest single, it's called A Real Good Bad One. So you got good, bad one. It's very antonymical, so opposites attract.
yeah, well, I write a lot of deep songs and about deep emotional things, and this is not one of those songs. This is a very surface level. We're just out at the pub with our friends, and we're having a couple drinks, and we know the night is going to start getting carried away, and we're in for a real good bad one. And that
And
is it. I
it's
mean, yeah, it's a very relatable topic.
someone described it as a fun rocking bar song.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely one that's meant to be played on the jukebox or, getting you pumped up to go out with some friends for the night on the town.
Perfect for a country saloon or bar, or even, if you're driving along the highway, crank it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's got a lot of tongue in cheek, in the lyrics, but yeah, it's definitely we wanted an up tempo, fun drinking song. I write a lot of heartbreak whiskey drinking songs, and it's like I kind of wanted to have something the yin to that yang so that listeners, it wasn't always just crying in a bottle of whiskey, and I've got plenty of those.
Mm. And it's a satisfying feeling hearing your song being played, back on the radio, or if someone's told you that they've heard your song on the radio.
Yeah, yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. I wish I could catch them all. It seems like I get a lot of a lot of the there's a lot of the stations that you don't it's being played, but I'm only in one spot at one
Mm.
time. But it is pretty neat to see. People text me. They got the little digital displays now on the cars, and they'll say who the artist is, and they send me those pictures and stuff because it's a dream. It's a dream come true for me.
What do you like about the smaller independent radio stations, who play the songs that not necessarily the mainstream radio stations play?
Yeah, yeah, they give you an opportunity, uh, to support you and kind of experiment with different singles. You don't feel so, um, oh, it's got to be the perfect radio song, if you will. I mean, uh, yeah, the smaller independent stations, they give you an opportunity to develop your artistry and find yourself, and I think that's what we've been doing a lot of these last few
Mm.
years.
And a real good bad one. What was the experience like going into the recording environment? Was it a blast?
Yeah, that one actually came together pretty easy. That was a fairly quick song. It just kind of popped right together. I've been working with the same writers and producer for the last 5 years. We're all friends, and we've gotten to know each other pretty well. And my job really is to come in with a spark and a direction. And it seems like when I do that, we can usually get songs cut pretty quick. My producer, he's phenomenal. Dale, he can he can just produce music so effortlessly. It makes me sick, but it's a good problem to have. Yeah, so a real good bad one came together fast. We were able to we had the idea, we had the vision, we knew we wanted a song that was just about going out and having a good time, and a song that you could throw on the jukebox and it's just going to take the night away. So we felt like we hit the nail on the head with that on a real good bad one. And then our last single, a Honky Tonk Feelin, that just came out here 6 weeks ago or so, 6, 7 weeks ago. It's kind of in that same vein, and it's got a bit of nostalgia, a throwback feel to the late 1990s or early 2000s country rock scene with Toby Keith and stuff. And we're doing that kind of intentionally, as we're experimenting with new sounds moving forward. But it's a very fitting vibe for me, just knowing myself and where I come from, and I think that's what makes country music good is when you can live the story, it just becomes that much more believable. It just resonates with people.
Because
Um,
the Honky Tonk Feeling that was released in September, as you said, how important is it to keep releasing music on a periodical basis?
well, I think it's pretty important, especially nowadays with the rapid rate at which, media is consumed. It's tough because I like to a lot of artists uh, are like this. You want to keep working on something until it's just absolutely ready to put out, and you don't really have that luxury anymore, because people have very short-term memories. It seems like, and with the amount of media coming out, that if you're not putting something out, every 4 to 6 weeks, um, you're getting behind. And then there's a lot of artists that do even more than that. And I know last year we put out 10 singles, almost one a month. And that was a lot because, I like to have a lot of thought into the music videos. And so if you check out the YouTube channel, we got a lot of different music videos up, and we spend a lot of time building those and then
Mm,
supporting the single, obviously promoting the single, learning it to play out live. I mean, all of that stuff,
mm,
it keeps you on your toes. And so we're just trying to, I think, keeping with a team of people, my same videographer, the same PR people. We've got a kind of a little machine going now. And so I think it's a little easier to keep cranking out good music, quality content, all those things. It's necessary, I think, and we'll see where it goes.
mm. Because I know there's no right or wrong answer, when as of when you release music, but some
Right.
some release it 2 to 3 months, on that basis. And it's sometimes nice to give the audience a bit of suspense as well, keep them waiting.
Hmm. Yeah, we backed off this year for sure. I felt like I was really swinging for the fences a lot last year, and then so we've done four. This will be my fourth single this year. We did two in the early spring, and we've done two in the fall here.
And a lot of preparation goes into being a musician. Obviously, you're touring, that's coming up. Will the audience expect honky tonk feeling and, the a real good bad one
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
hasten? Will they be
Yeah.
on your playlists?
Oh yeah. It's definitely on the set list. We've got about four or five real up tempo songs. We kind of bookend our sets with that. We start them rocking, end them rocking, and then we kind of get into the heavy, heartfelt stuff in the middle. And I try to take the audience on an emotional roller coaster. We come out having fun, um, and then we tug at the heartstrings for a while and do some cool stuff. And I think a lot of artists forget about the cool stuff. It's always about like, oh, you got to get real sad or I got to get real fun. And it's like, what about just being cool? Like, just get up there and do some cool stuff. So we try to, do a lot of the rock star stuff when we're on stage, and it's definitely a different country experience. I'd say it's more along the lines of a Brantley Gilbert type of show. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, but it's very, very country, very rock and roll.
And looking back at your 2023 album, Rockin' a Country Town, which was a success in its own right, would you say your sound and musicianship have stayed the same since then?
Um, it's evolved. We've definitely all the singles we put out last year we're all evolving from that album. That album was probably had a little more continuity throughout, whereas the singles, we didn't want to be so trapped into the mindset of, oh, we're going to do another album. We wanted to go through and just explore songs, and uh, it was interesting. I thought it would be a lot easier decision when I started putting more rock songs out or more country songs, and it wasn't. It got actually more muddy because I found a lot of people that liked the rock and a lot of people that liked the country, and then there was a lot of people that liked the mixture of both. And I'm like, well, I guess we'll just keep pounding away at it until uh, one of them clicks, for the majority.
I sometimes play a song by Kid Rock. It's called All Summer Long, and that combines them both. And when you play
Oh
that
yeah,
into a room, it just attracts like both people who like country and rock music, or both types.
yeah. I mean, and I think whether they're more rock influenced or more country influenced, if they get into my catalog, they'll find those songs that are written for them because I mean, that's just my life. I mean, I'm a country boy that grew up loving rock and roll, so I'm not going to try to be something I'm not.
Nicely
And
takes me to my next question. With Bruce Springsteen being close to his roots in Philadelphia,
yeah,
will Illinois always hold the key to your heart?
absolutely not.
Oh,
I, 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 I don't really care for Illinois very much. I grew up there, and it seems like it has gotten really sideways over the years, and it's a tough place to live.
mhm.
I love Tennessee. I love Nashville. Um, I love my family and my friends from Central Illinois. But as far as it's a tough place to live financially. It's just there's a lot of it's very flat. And I like Illinois is a very flat state, and I love the woods. I love mountains. I love hills. I love being in the, you know, so just staring at flat cornfields really is it's pretty boring. So yeah, my heart's gonna always be there, but if I had my choice, I'd be somewhere in Tennessee.
That's Tennessee's nice. What are you most looking forward to the UK tour?
Oh, I'm sorry. What am I looking forward to most?
Yes. Oh, you're touring the UK very soon. What
Yeah,
are you
well,
most
we're
looking?
here now. Yeah, I'm in um not Chittix. Where am I at? I'm in is it I'm about an hour from Brighton right now. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah,
Chit
because you
Can't
have a
remember
few
the name.
dates. You have a few dates lined up. Wolverhampton, that's in my neck of the woods. There's a new bar called Rodeos, and that's an
Yes.
exciting new venue you're playing.
Yeah, we're playing three shows this weekend. We got what is it? The Wolverhampton. We got Percy's Cafe Bar in Whitchurch, and then we've got the Newcastle, the Clooney in Newcastle. Um, that should be a pretty good show. I think we're supporting Warner Hodges on that show, and I hear I've never seen him live, but I've heard very good things, so
Hmm.
I'm excited to be on that bill.
Some good times. And where can people find out these tour dates just to kind of refamiliarize themselves, like a website or,
Yeah,
social media?
yeah, I make it real easy for you. It's Joe Hermes Music, and you can Google it, and you can find all my social media. You can find the YouTube, joehermesmusic.com is the site. Yeah, and so I'm on all the streaming platforms. I'm on all the social media stuff, and yeah, so be
That's
be
great.
happy for everybody to come out and check it out, and you'll find my tour dates on the website. You'll find them on bands in town. Um, yeah,
Well,
that's
Joe
what's going
Hermes,
on.
thanks so much. These interviews go so quickly. Thanks for answering my questions, fully. And, best luck with your little mini tour and success with your latest single. Well, that's Joe Hermes on my radio show here in the UK with me, Danny.
Thank you, Dan.